Nonprofit Visionaries. It's me, Shalita, the Nonprofit Easter O'Neill. And y'all know my mission is to help community organizers and business owners to launch and relaunch nonprofits that will rebuild their communities from the inside out. So welcome to another hashtag Nonprofit No Filter live discussion. Now, y'all, I messed up a little bit, okay? Got a lot going on. So initially, I said that today we would be talking to Colleen Pleasant-Klein, who is a partner at Nelson Mullins. And actually, that's next week, right? So next week on the 26th, we're going to be talking about how different business structures, right? Because a lot of you have questions about that. Either you want to start a business or you have a nonprofit and you want to start a business and you want them to interact somehow and you want to be safe about that. Or you just want to start a business and there are different types of structures. There's different types of nonprofit structures too. So it's not just 501c3. There's so many different classifications. And so we'll go over what those are next week. So you'll have a better idea of that. But today I just wanted to freestyle it, right? Because my bad. But it's always good to just talk and interact and see where you are right now, see how the events of the world and our country are influencing you and your nonprofit and your work and your vision. So today I just want to take it easy. So I hope you brought your questions or even just thoughts, right, of what's going on with you and your organization right now. If you want to, give me a shout out in the comments. Where you joining from, what state you're in, what's the name of your organization. I'm gonna shout you out, put it on the screen here for everybody to see. And I also wanted to touch a little, I know we said we're going to freestyle and we're going to freestyle. Okay, we're going to do that. But also I want to think more about self-care today. I want to talk more about that and using the tools or getting tools, that healthy tools for us to be able to cope with the things that are going on around us. Y'all know, one of my passions, and I know it's a lifelong thing for me, is I call myself a spiritual herbalist in training, right? I will always be in training. We'll never know all there is to know, but I have a love and a passion and just a curiosity around nature and around plants and around how can we better connect and better ground ourselves, which is, in our society and our country is not really encouraged. But I know as being a Black woman and having roots in Africa, right? I know that is in my blood and in my DNA, and better understanding mind, body, and spirit aligned, I think will help and has helped me on my journey to reduce and deal with some of the trauma, right? From childhood, from growing up. And I want to share some of those tips and just, share some things with you today, if that's okay with you. But all right, you're looking. So who's there? Who's there? Check in with me. Check in with me. Where you joining from? Where you at? And y'all know I have 3 screens open right now. So if you see me looking down here, it's because that's where I'm going to be able to see your comments, and then I can read them and put them up on the screen. So talk to me. Where you at? Come on, my peoples, check in with me now. I like to shout you out. Check in with me. Check in with me. How are you feeling? Inauguration. Woo! It's tomorrow. It's tomorrow. Have you been watching the news? I hope you've been, balancing that and not spending too much time on the news outlets, because you know how that can be. It can be stressful, right? But we do need to know what's going on. We do want to stay in the know. So I know you've been looking at it. How you been feeling? Oh, we got Chicago in the house. Tell me what your name is. Because you know how Facebook does. It doesn't tell me what your name is. You gotta approve for StreamYard to be able to use your name. So put your name in there too. But we got Chicago. We got Michigan. Okay, come through, y'all. Come through. How you feeling? What's the name of your org? Or, just why you're here today, how you feeling? Let's check in with that. Holistic. It's your holistic nonprofit Easter. Okay. I want to know how you feeling. What's going on with you? Okay. Come on, check in with me. And then I'll go into, I do have slides, right? When I told you I want to talk a little bit about self-care, and just for us to sort of wrap our minds around what is that? Because it can be so superficial. Sometimes, self-care, I'm gonna get my nails done. Oh, self-care, I'm gonna get my hair done. Okay, that is a form of self-care, but I want y'all to dig a little bit deeper, right? We're going to dig a little bit deeper into what self-care is. And okay, Rasan. All right, Southside, hashtag Southside. I love it. I love it. I love it. Thank you for joining me, Rasan. Who's my Michigan person? Okay. Because like I said, I can't see your name. You gotta type your name up in here so everybody know. Okay, you gotta represent. So do you have Rasan, do you have a nonprofit? You thinking about a nonprofit? What's going on with you? Put it in the comment section so I can see what's going on. Any questions y'all have? Okay. So Leo, hey boo. Hi, that's my boo. How you doing? That's my sis. And gladhome.org, a transitional housing program for young adults exiting foster care at 18. Now, I know. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. And I hope all is going well with that. And now, if you got some questions for me, you know how to get me offline. So, we like that. But now that you're here, any questions, any thoughts? Like, I heard news that the PPP is supposed to be coming back out or is open again. And not just for businesses, but for nonprofits as well. So I hope that everyone is that is eligible for it, is taking advantage of it. I know I did not with my foundation last year. And I regret that because we did take a big hit for due to COVID. So this year I'll be applying to get some support so we can keep the work going. But you tell me, Rasan, Executive Director and founder of RAN organization, RAN.org. All right. Well, tell me, what does your organization do? Drop it on in there. What you doing? What you working on right now? What are some of the things that you wish you had either a coach for or to bounce, ideas off of? Like what's okay. So you said your personal self-care. Let me put this up so everybody can see it. Okay. So everybody can see it. So my personal self-care goal was to make it to the gym at least once this week. And I made it happen last night. Yeah. See, that's what I'm talking about. Like, it's just one moment at a time, 1 second at a time. Life gets busy. Life gets crazy. Sometimes if you're on Facebook or on social media, you want to compare, to this person up here in the gym doing this and doing that. And they all, okay, that's them, bless them. But you on your own path. So you made it one time. All right. So maybe next week we're going to up it 2 times, maybe extra 15 minutes. Your own time together. Okay. Facebook user said, hey, now tell me who said, hey, because you know how StreamYard is. You can't, they won't show me your name. So you got to put your name in there too. All right. So I know who I'm talking to, but I want to go over a little self-care and we're going to freestyle it. So if your question or thought or comment doesn't have anything to do with self-care, that's fine. But how I say it all the time, #nonprofit no filter. If you don't take care of yourself and look at and reflect on what are the things that you're carrying around, it's going to spill out into everything that you do, including your business, including your nonprofit, everything, any vision that you have. And you don't want stuff to sneak up on you. So we need to take the time, right? And this crazy, busy society to do that. Okay. LaShonda, hello from Alex. I'm gonna put it up here. Okay, hold on. Hey, gorgeous Alexandria, Virginia. Blessings to you too. Thank you for being here. We're gonna talk about self-care in a second, but I wanted to check in with y'all. Okay. And so here we go. And I hope you can see what I see here when it says Facebook user. I can't see your name, but that might be Rasan. So you said, I watch your programs all the time. Right now, our biggest challenge is gaining the funds we need in a very competitive environment. Absolutely. Also, my community doesn't find transitional housing programs. So we have to look at switching to a rapid, or maybe this is Leora. Okay. Switching to a rapid rehousing program. I'm afraid that's not practical for our population. So navigating that. Yes. I completely understand. I think that's Leora, because, I ran a transitional housing program for a number of years in Baltimore. And I know getting the funds for it, especially when funders don't really want to pay for transitional housing, and you're talking about federal dollars and want to change for charge for transitional housing. But to be try to be creative about it. Your board members, first off, y'all know I'm gonna go back to it. You probably know you're a psychic. You already know I'm gonna say it. Your board members are supposed to be helping you to find funding or explore creative alternatives, right? So you may not be able to get $200,000, $300,000 for your transitional housing program, but how can you be creative about maybe leveraging resources or partnering with other organizations in the community? They might have housing that you can either lease from them, or, or you could be providing a service to them, to their population. If you're talking about foster youth, then, they have to work with foster youth. But let's say they work with foster youth and they need housing, and you charge them a fee to provide services to their to their foster youth. So, there's a lot of different ways. And Leora, you're an alum, right? So you need to reach out to me. You're already connected, so that we can have a conversation about maybe what could that, brainstorm some things. But I know you've already got some really great things going on, but maybe we could see, what's some other things that you can try? Because I know I had to try everything in the book. And honestly, when we stopped our transitional housing program, I was just completely overwhelmed because we weren't able to secure the funding to put forth the vision that I had for the transitional housing. And so when you're dealing with landlords and stuff like that who don't keep the property up, or, something happens, and then it can get real stressful. So anyway, reach out, okay? So we can talk about that, okay? And let's see who else is on here. Okay. So Rasan, we're a nonprofit charitable organization whose purpose is to provide guidance and resources to young women ages 17 to 22 who are transitioning into womanhood through mentorship, leadership, skill development, and self-reflection. Let me tell you something about your mission statement. I love it. I love it. It tells me everything. Now, because sometimes people give me the mission statement, I'll be like, what you do, how you do it. You don't answer you answered the who, what, how, where. You answered it. So wonderful. What are your challenges? Are you experiencing any challenges? Or maybe you're not experiencing challenges. You want to share something that happened that's wonderful, that's working out for you. What's working out for you? Share that with us. Thank you for what you're doing. Okay. Oh, wait a minute. Hold up. That's my RJ. Hey, RJ. How you doing, baby? Good to see you on here. Okay. Okay. And LaShonda says she just started a nonprofit organization called Renee's Place. Okay. So I'm gonna scroll down these comments, and I hopefully you've told me what Renee's Place does, because I want to see that. I want to put that up here. Okay. And then you also said you're exercising more. Good, y'all. I know being in the house is crazy. But there are safe ways to exercise and still get things moving. I'm gonna go into it in a second. Okay. And then hold up. What we got here, we said, oh, wow. Okay. So Rasan, you said it's in memory of your best friend who committed suicide 2.5 years ago. And I'm so sorry. Rasan, there's nothing that you can really say to comfort, someone who has experienced a loved one or someone close to them that has done that. But, I just pray that every day you get closer to healing. I had one of my cousins actually committed suicide as well. And so, of course you're not alone. So many people who have been affected by that, but I send you my love, and I hope, and I pray for healing. Okay. So, and then you said, okay, so you said, okay, so our mission is to empower our young women with a sense of pride and purpose. We inspire young women to follow their dreams and define their future success while living up to our motto. She had a dream and ran with it. It is our vision to eliminate negative stigmas of young women in our urban communities by instilling a rewarding mindset of self-respect while building strong, positive relationships. Absolutely. Listen, that is so needed, right? Whenever we start talking about the elements of healing and addressing trauma and vision, right? And help. And that's one thing that we have sort of lost as a community too, is our vision. And what one of my close friends and colleagues, what did she say? And I want to say it right. Oh, I'm gonna get it. I'm not gonna say it because I'm gonna get it wrong. But she was saying it's one of the things when we talk about, what's going on in our country as far as race is concerned, and white supremacy and things that, that people of color have to deal with. One of the consequences, she says, of white supremacy is it truncates our imagination, right? So our duty to ourselves and our community in the process of healing is to reinvigorate our vision and to go after those things and not listen to when people are like, oh, that's crazy, or that doesn't make sense, or show me the outcomes, or let me, you go with your vision. Of course, you want to put structure around it, but, don't let anybody take your vision away from you. And LaShonda, you said you need help to fund your organization. Your organization is a recovery center for women and children. And every nonprofit that is the first thing, right? When I ask people, what do you need support with? It's funding. And it's very real because you need funding in order to do the work. And what I like to do is, take a step back and see who is your tribe? How are you partnering with others in the community and leveraging their resources? Right? Because it's not always that you have to come out of your organization's pocket to provide different resources and programs and services. How can you partner with others to do that? And who on your board, right, can help you to strategize on how do you get the funds and having different pots of funding, right? Because it's not all about grant money. There's different types of funding and different ways that you can secure funding for your organization that you should be talking about with your board and strategizing with your board. And if you need support, y'all know I'm a nonprofit coach. This is what I do. I can come and I can talk one-on-one with you, and I can also meet with your board and we can talk about it together. All right. So you need to get you a coach so we can talk about that. And then, Rashawn got some good news. So we just received our solicitation approval, and now it's time to start fundraising. So I'm working on my virtual launch fundraisers. Wonderful. And Rashawn, if you need help with that, let me know. In addition to me doing the one-on-one coaching, I have a company called Grow Charity Events. We also do virtual and in-person events. So, I'll put the information up on the screen, but just so y'all don't have to do this stuff on your own or by yourself or try to figure it out. Okay. You got somebody out here. Okay. And so people are saying, thank you so much for sharing your organization's information. Rashawn. Okay. Horace, hello from Fayetteville, North Carolina. Blessings to you. Shirley. Blessings to you. Thanks for being here. Okay. How you feeling? How you take care of yourself? What's self-care? We're talking about self-care in a second. I'm going to share my screen and I got 3 of them up. So we're going to see how this goes. But we're going to do that. And then, inspiration. Yep. Keep up your vision. And also the best way to get funding is through partnerships. Y'all, I say it till I'm blue in the face and y'all look at me like, she going to say it again. She going to say it. I'm going to keep saying it. Because honestly, especially when you're going off the foundation dollars, they're limited, right? There is competition on the funding, and they're looking at who are you partnering with? If you come in by yourself and you're like, hey, I'm this new organization and I want $100,000, they're gonna be like, who are you and why are you here? Like, who are you partnered with? And they're gonna ask their grantees, the people who they give money to, about you. So if they can't vouch for you, then the likelihood of you getting funding is very small. Okay. Building relationships is crucial to getting funding. Yes, it is absolutely crucial. And LaShawn, you said, I definitely need a coach. How I can get connected with one-on-one. So how can we connect one-on-one? So I'm going to put up the banner so you can here, let me see. Okay. So make sure you go to my website. You can book a consultation there, right? Also, you can shoot me. I'm going to put my email address on here because right now, just for y'all today who watching, okay? This special thing I'm about to just say, email me. And if you want a 15-minute just free consultation, just, kind of just to brainstorm quickly, or get some feedback, then I'll send you the link for that. All right. So let me put my email address in here. Okay, so we're going to do that. Okay. So send me an email. LaShonda, send me an email, and then we, and everyone else, right? You want 15 minutes. We could talk about how I can support you, customized, specific to your needs. Then do that. Okay. Send me that. Here come my boo CB. Hey. Well, y'all talk about you need somebody to do your website, your logo, branding, social media management, promos. When you talk about you need a unicorn, like to sprinkle some fairy dust and stuff around and have you looking like you got a lot of money because your promos and stuff is banging, then you need to reach out to Carmen. Okay. She's my branding person, my branding expert with Grow Charity Events. in everything that I do, my foundation, everything, y'all know. And if you've been a client of mine, you're probably a client of hers. So I need you to reach on out, cbfletchercreates.com. Okay. Oh, and LaShonda, thank you. Listen, I tried to look like something on here for y'all, because if you'd have seen me when I first, got up. Okay, so let me go ahead and share my screen. And I want to go through this little presentation. Okay, I wasn't really planning on this, but when Spirit says to do something, you do it. So I'm going to, I want to share this presentation on self-care with you, right? So I'm gonna run through it, and it's gonna be interactive. So I want y'all to be, thinking about this. I'm gonna ask you some questions because I want to know how you take care of yourself. I want to know how you deal with certain things. We got to talk about it because tomorrow's inauguration. You've been on the news, looking at the news. We stressed out about what's gonna happen and all this, and no, we don't need that. So, okay. So I want to know. Oh, let me take this off. Okay. My shoulder. Thank you, baby. I want to know, and the reason why I have it this way, because every time I try to make it a full screen, it does something crazy. So you're going to see the frames on the side. It's all right. Don't pay no attention to that. But what's your definition of self-care? Tell me what you think it is. Drop it in the comments. What's your definition of self-care? I'll wait. Like CB, Carmen already knows how. Look, she be hearing me every day talking about self-care, and then she remind me to do it. I'm like, oh, okay. Like I said, we think, oh, self-care is, I'm just going to go take myself out to dinner. I'm going which again that is a form of self-care. It is. But I also, right. So mental, physical, and emotional hygiene. Oh, yes. Oh, I ain't never heard it put like that. Mental, physical, and emotional hygiene, upkeep. Okay. Carmen says, shutting everyone. I'm going to go over here and show it. So, can I show that to you at the same time? Yep. Shutting everyone out and doing what I want. It varies. Yes, it does vary. That's right. Rasant, taking care of your mind, body, and yes, all of it. We live in a world where, like I said earlier, it's okay. Well, if I want to, I got to go to a therapist to get my mind looked at, get my mind right. I got to go over here to get a personal trainer for my my body, and then the spiritual aspect, depending on how you practice, your spirituality, then, you go here. Like we're never looked at as a holistic, as a whole person. It's always, especially when you go to the doctors, like they don't ask you what all the other doctors say or how you're feeling, how, any trauma you feeling. And nope, first thing you get is prescription medication. So mind, body, and spirit is everything. If something affects your mind, it's going to affect your body. If you feel like, okay, I got this, nothing stressed me out. I'm an independent woman, talking about myself, independent woman, blah, 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 blah. I feel fine. And then one day you shut down and your body tells you, no, it doesn't feel fine. That's when all this is combined. Yes, it is. Horace, my mind is everything. Protecting my mind is key. Absolutely. Right? Because that's where everything stems. When we talk about, what you think becomes actions. What you think and what you say becomes actions. And so it all starts in the mind, and it depends on what you feed, right? You can feed something that's positive, or you can feed the negative thoughts that we all have, that will never go away. But what you feed grows, and it starts in the mind. So absolutely. Okay, cool. I'm glad. Thank you. Thank y'all for telling me what self-care means to you, because honestly, this is about you speaking your truth. This is about what matters to you. But let me hold on, because this keeps going over. My little thing keep messing up. Because I'm trying to take this off. Okay, hold on, guys. Why is it doing this? Okay, there we go. Hallelujah. What is going on? Okay. So let's go to the next. Carmen, you said you feed your birds in the morning and say prayers. You read your poetry at some point in the day and or zone out to music all day to keep me centered. Yes. Okay. So let me go to the next one. So self-care is a practice of taking action to preserve or improve one's own health. It's any activity that we do deliberately in order to take care of our mental, emotional, a couple people said it, Horace said it, okay, Rasan said it, mental, emotional, and physical health is ensuring the alignment of your mind, body, and spirit first. A lot of times we're like, oh no, we can't do that. I've got, especially, it can be difficult. I'm a wife, I'm a mother, I'm a businesswoman, and I'm pulled in so many different directions. But there's a time where I'm the one that gets to decide that I have to feed myself first. I have to nourish myself first, because if I don't do that, if I don't make that time for me, then everybody else is going to suffer. Okay. So make your time for yourself. But then also, many of you, as you've already shared, you're working with communities who have been traumatized by different social ills in our community, by different, social injustice. And so there's a thing called secondary trauma that you also get from doing that, right? It may not be your own trauma, but it is from someone that you're working with or dealing with, by them repeatedly sharing something that's so traumatic to them. You're a human, you have emotions, you're going to absorb that. And especially if you are sensitive or you consider yourself to be an empath. So it's defined as an indirect exposure to trauma through a firsthand account or narrative of a traumatic event, or the emotional duress that results when an individual hears about the firsthand trauma experiences of another. So I'm just bringing some of the stuff up so that you're aware of it, because if you're not aware of it and it sneaks up on you, like it has to me, I laugh a little bit, because as I remember times when it has done that to me and you don't even recognize it, I want y'all to be prepared so you know how to take care of yourself. Okay. So, yes. And LaShonda said, being confident in who you are is important, and so important for self-care. It absolutely is. And the way you get confident with yourself is when you spend time with yourself and you love on yourself in different ways, right? So what's happening in your body when you're stressed? What is happening? Now, we had, our little science classes, our little biology classes in school and stuff like that. But as we get out here in the world and we're doing things and we're moving and we're shaking and we're grooving, we forget some of those things. We forget just the basics of how our body reacts to stress. We ignore it because we're just like, oh, that's just that. That's not a big deal. No, it manifests. Our body remembers everything and it tries to communicate with us. So we have to, when we say mind, body, spirit connection, so you might lie, but your body manifests the truth. So when your skin starts erupting, or you start having acne, or you start having breakouts, or you have digestion issues, your stomach is hurting all the time, which also is where grief lives also in the lungs, but then trauma is also stored in the stomach. Just pay attention to how you react when something traumatic happens, or you remember something traumatic that happens. Does your heart start beating real fast? Do you start having trouble breathing? Does your stomach start aching? That is your body trying to tell you something, right? And the more you ignore it and the more those persist, then there's other types of things that manifest in our body. So it weakens our immune system. And especially right now, y'all, and it's crazy because we got so much going on with the COVID pandemic, with what's going on in our government, that there's so many outside stressors to say, to paying attention to your immune system right now is imperative, right? Your heart rate might be speeding up. Your breathing is labored, like I just said, and cancers develop in the areas in which your body is holding stress and trauma. And we know right now, cancer has exploded, all kinds of cancers in our society, period. Regardless of what race you are, ethnicity, how much money you make, it doesn't matter. We all know someone who has struggled with cancer, has lost their battle to cancer, who's won their battle to cancer. You might be experiencing that in your body in some way, shape, or form. And that has so many different reasons for that, right? And the food that we eat, the air that we breathe, but it's also the trauma that we hold in our bodies that we do not deal with, right? So it's not, what I want y'all to also see, that it's not always this external thing where, oh, I can't control none of this. It just happened to me. Like, things are just happening to me. Things are not just happening to you. They're coming from you. They're emanating from you. And the more that you can take your power back, right, and acknowledge that, then you'll know that you can do something about it. And this is what we're talking about today, right? So how does your trauma and your stress manifest? I know we family. Look, y'all know hashtag nonprofit no filter. I tell you my business. But how does your trauma and your stress manifest? Like, how do you see it? Do you see it when you start getting snippy at people? Do you, what does it look like for you? How do you, when I say implode, like, sometimes I'm an introverted extrovert. So, you know, but at the same time, I can be, when I get really stressed out or, I get angry about something, then, I might implode, I might say something and then go inwards, and I just want to be alone and I don't want to talk to anybody. And then I hold on to that until I'm ready to talk to somebody, right? So how does it manifest to you? How do you be like, oh no, I ain't gonna implode, I'm gonna explode, I'm gonna tell you how I feel, and I'm whatever, like how does it manifest for you? Tell me, what does it look like? You start getting snippy at people. Y'all be like, what this got to do with nonprofit? Listen, because you're going to implode or explode on somebody that's supposed to be that's on your team, that's helping you, or somebody's going to say something that's going to trigger you, and then, or say, when I say trigger, like it's going to make you remember something that you probably haven't dealt with. And there's no way, a lot of times, to know when that's going to happen. And then you're going to act out, right? So the more that we know, we can recognize when stuff about to happen, then we can check it. Okay. And so Facebook user, it doesn't say, look, it doesn't say your name. So you got to tell me, you got to put your name. If you commented from Facebook, just put your name before your comment, like Rasan did. But you said, I snap on my husband. Look, it's the ones that's closest to us that get it. Okay. My husband would be like, you all right? You want to talk? We know what's up wrong. I don't even gotta say that. By this time, we've been together married 14 years, together almost 18. He already know. I'd be like, man, get out my mind. Shoot. Horace, you said headaches. Absolutely. Absolutely. That's one of the ways that trauma, that, anger, that whatever manifests. It'll let you know, your body let you know, all right, I'm having a problem right here. Okay. So, just think, you don't have to share. That's fine. But just being aware, of, oh, Ella. Hey, Ella, how you doing? Happy New Year. Okay. Yes. Look, look, poor little husbands. We be like, they know it. They love us though. They love us. We get together. We all right. We be all right. Okay. So I want you to understand how your body manifests trauma and ways to protect yourself. So we've learned about the nervous system, but we ignore it. And I'm going to tell you, the nervous system is responsible for everything, like the involuntary, voluntary movement of our bodies is our nervous system. Thinking, feeling, moving, remembering, other mindful and conscious activities. Okay. Oh, Rasan, and you said, hold up, go back. I'm going to say, Rasan, you said, hold on. Oh, here we go. You said you didn't realize it. Okay. So that was you who said, no, wait a minute, hold up. Well, you said you didn't realize you was doing it until your mom pointed out that you have been snapping. I felt so bad, but I have been checking myself. And now she is wondering what's been up lately. I spend more time with myself and releasing instead of holding it in. Yes. Yes. And that's the thing. The people that's closest to us, they will tell us when they notice a change in us. And sometimes we listen, sometimes we don't. But, it's always, I know for me, I speak for myself, that has been a journey of mine to also be open. And even when I don't want to hear certain things, or they're presented to me in a way that I don't feel like, I don't want to hear that. I'm listening more, because the people, those that are closer to you, that really love you and know when things shift, they know, right? And that's a clue for you too, in addition to your body. So, but the nervous system is very important, y'all. It's very important. And what I'm studying under Karen Rose out of New York, she's a spiritual herbalist too. And it's African-centered spiritual herbalist. And I'm in her Sacred Vibes apprenticeship program, which has been amazing, absolutely amazing. Learning about astrology, learning about all the different things that incorporate my body and spirit, the herbs, planet, nature. And she said that if your nervous system, if you don't have a healthy nervous system, then you can't receive messages from spirit. Intuition, right? We always talk about intuition. You call it what you want, but that's your connection to spirit. And that's how, you're alerted to different things around you. And if that's clouded because you're stressed out, you're not eating well, then you're not going to hear the messages, right? And the messages come from your nervous system. So you have to take care of it, right? So the nervous system responsible for fight or flight. We talk about it all the time, causing the body to relax and controls movement, walking, scratching, nerve cells and other nervous structures outside the central nervous system, like which is your peripheral nervous system. Like, understand, I want you to, when you have a chance to go out and actually, do some research on this, start looking at plant medicines, right? Herbalism. because all of the pharmacological or the different medicines that we have are forced, or forced upon us through doctors or whatever, not to say that they're not helpful in some aspect, but they're chemical derivatives from natural plants, right? Natural things. And that's, if you want to go to the source, like if you want health and holistic health, go to the source of where it comes from so that it can nourish your complete body, and not just a derivative, a chemical derivative that's given to everybody, and that that interacts with everybody differently because we all have unique and complex bodies, right? Okay, so that's my little soapbox. But so I'm gonna give you some tools. There are these plant medicines that support the nervous system. And some of you, like, think about it. What your grandparents, your parents, your grandparents, your great grandparents, they may have passed down different things, or you may have seen, a lot of us have seen different things like, oh, well, my grandmother used to make this tea and I didn't know what it was. It tastes nasty. But as soon as she gave it to me, I felt better. Start finding out, digging deeper into what were those things, because it's tried and true, right? These are plant medicines that from years and years, I mean centuries, okay, that our ancestors have been using for ailments, right? And it's free, right? You can grow these things on your own. Nobody have to charge you for it. And when you incorporate it into an overall wellness routine, then you can prevent stuff from happening. So it's not always, oh, I'm sick now. Now I gotta go to the doctor and get some medicine to hurry up stuff, hurry up the healing. So chamomile, which you can get it. You can make chamomile tea. There's tinctures that you use. It calms the nervous system down. There's oat straw, same thing. And you can get these from a herbal shop, Whole Food store that has the herbal section. I know I go to Smile Herb Shop. That's, I'm in Maryland, but they also ship nationally. So find your local herbalist store where you can get these different types of teas, right? So it's not, when we talk about tea, we ain't just talking about the tea that tastes good. There's so much more to it. And the oat straw is, you have to actually pour cold water or room temperature water on top of it and let it sit for a while. So some teas you don't make with hot water, some is with cold water. Valerian. Oh my gosh, valerian. These are all nervines. They call them nervines because it affects the nervous system. So valerian will knock you out now. Okay. And also it's an analgesic, which means that it relieves pain too. So if you're having severe pain, then, valerian is also a combination of these things, right? Ongoing sort of combination. Then, these could be helpful to you. So just do your own research, dig a little bit deeper into what are the natural, right? And sometimes Google ain't going to help you. Because I know I look on Google for certain things, and the first thing they want to tell you is how stuff isn't proven, or, because it doesn't support pharmacological companies. So you need to get a book, right? Find out what are the books that you need to read about herbalism. And I know Rosemary Gladstar. I'm looking for more books that are also authored by people of color, because a lot of our history and the herbalism and practices and things like that have been co-opted and actually taken from us. And it's hard to find books and herbalism courses and things by Black people, which that is changing, which I'm happy to see. But anyway, okay. Natural plant medicines. What time we got, y'all? Oh, we got a little bit of time. Hold up. Okay, got a couple more. Y'all got questions? Put your questions in there. Don't be afraid. Okay, I know. Listen, I know y'all probably use a nonprofit with my nonprofit. Listen, you need to take care of yourself first and foremost. Tomorrow's inauguration. There's a lot of stuff going on around us. We've lost people to COVID. You've lost people to COVID, and you need to take care of yourself right now. Okay, and it's been frustrating that when I do see people talking about how do you recover from COVID, or they never say anything about preventative. Never say anything about, outside of washing your hands and wearing a mask, which those are things you should be doing, and limiting your interaction with other people outside of your home. Those are things that you should be doing. But there's also ways to strengthen your immune system naturally. Where's your ginger? Where's your elderberry? Right? Where are your cayenne, your fire cider? These are things that our ancestors, I don't care who you are, your ancestors have used these different remedies in order to stay healthy, and they have worked, and we've forgotten them. And I implore you to remember them. to find them and to start incorporating them into your daily life, and also teaching your children and those around you about how to use and connect with nature to heal ourselves naturally. Okay. And Leora said, I love chamomile tea from fresh flowers with a little honey and cream. Ooh, girl, let me tell you, I just like to open up, because I have my own little apothecary downstairs. Y'all need to see it. It's crazy. But I have my jar full of dried chamomile flowers, and I open it up. I could sit there and smell it, and just for days. It just smells so sweet. It just smells so good. And it just completely relaxes you. It really, natural way, completely relaxes you. You can also put it in bath teas. So if y'all not taking baths with your teas, you're missing out. Okay, get you a nice little stocking cap or something. Put some of these dried chamomile flowers, calendula, nettles, whatever. Put it in there. Put some mint up in there, and then tie it around the faucet, right? And let the hot water run through it into your bath water. And then once you fill your bath water up, or your bathtub up, tie it up and put it in the bathtub with you. And you be in a big old bath of tea. You be in a teacup. But it feels so good. And then your skin and everything absorbs it. And let me tell you something, y'all. If I'm lying, I'm flying. Prove me wrong, okay? But yes, that sounds like a delicious recipe there, Leora. And Ella, you said you needed this talk. You're at the dentist right now. Yes. And another thing too, that it just now that it's like, once you know what you know, you can't not know it. You can't close your eyes to it anymore. And with my godmother, she's on a couple of different medicines, and she's older. She's in her 70s. And when she was on the phone with the doctor the other day, and she had me on speakerphone, or had me on another phone. And I was asking her things to ask the doctor, like, can we come up with a plan to wean you off of this high blood pressure medication? Because I'm working with her around her diet, which we'll talk about, right? So I'm like, we stop eating some of these other things, and you won't have high blood pressure, and you won't need high blood pressure pills. But we need to wean you off. Like, we need to talk to the doctor about, can we come up with a plan? How much weight does your doctor want you to lose? How much, and the doctor was like, I don't know. And I was like, well, she was complaining about inflammation, right, in her knees and stuff like that. So I gave her turmeric, and I started giving her some natural stuff to deal with that. And she asked the doctor was like, I don't know what that is. So doctors are not trained on herbalism and on natural medicines and things like that. So if, in addition to your doctor, you should also have a holistic practitioner that you go to that understands, who's going to look at your whole life and your whole being, and not just, 15 minutes of, you got a cold. Oh, you feeling sick? Here, take this mifepristone, the diprozapine, whatever they call it, right? Or whatever it's going to be called, this thing, and then get out my face, right? No, so yeah, get you a holistic health practitioner, okay? So those are just a couple of the plant medicines, and there's so many, y'all. There's so many, and we don't even have time to go through all of them. But what I want you to do too is, when we talk about mind, body, and spirit, then you got to shift your mindset. Right. These are things that I have had to tell myself. I continue to have to tell myself. And so I just wanted to share, and I thought it'd be helpful. Like, you're not responsible for anybody else's choices. OK, human beings are unpredictable. Right. You're not responsible for other people's choices. You cannot heal yourself by healing others. Now, not to say that healing isn't found in doing that, but you can't avoid the work of healing yourself and do it and help somebody else do theirs and think that that's going to be your work. No, that's not your work. You still have your work to do. You don't have to carry the world on your shoulders. I don't know who told you that. There's no award for overextending yourself. I don't know who told you that either. Like, okay, well, I'm going to give my heart and soul to this job. I ain't going to take no break. I'm going to work 12 hours straight, and they're going to give me an award. I'm going to be the employee of the month. Okay, and when you drop dead or get sick because you're doing that, guess what? There's going to be somebody else that's going to be in your place. So there's no award for that. You can't save anybody. I might be telling y'all stuff you already know. I'm sorry, but sometimes we need to hear this again, because we forget. If you don't manage your triggers, they will manage you. And at the most inopportune times, their emergency, the other people's emergency, don't have to be your emergency. Okay, just because, oh my God, this is about to happen to me, and blah, 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 blah. And they've known for a couple months, but then they come to you because you're their last resort, and they need you to do something, need you to get stressed out so that they can get some help. I'm sorry, you have to figure it out. Their emergency does not have to be your emergency. And the seeds you plant will grow. but you may never see the fruit, right? So when I say this, when we're talking about working with communities and we're talking about working with vulnerable populations, right? We got to look at our labels. But when we're talking about working with people in the community who need some support, like you may be giving support that you, in your mind, you want to see this person flourish, or this organization, or this community flourish. You may not see all of that, right? But you plant the seeds anyway, because one day they will grow, right? So then keep yourself healthy. We talked about that, mind, body, and spirit. So here's some tangible things, because, I don't like to be putting stuff out there. Affirmation: surround yourself with positive messages. What time is it? Hold up, is my watch wrong? Oh no, we good. Look, maybe I'm talking too fast. Respond, right? It's their emergency, okay? I can't tell you, working with young people, I can't tell you how many times people are like, oh, I'm about to get put out and I need some money, or I'm like, so how long do you know this? Well, they told I got, about 3-4 months, but I need help now. Listen, we're going to try to see what we can do for you. But ultimately, this is your choice, right? This is your situation. And what, right? So that we have to remind ourselves, we have to remind others. But affirmations: surround yourself with positive messages. Y'all know, before, when I was doing my broadcasting, I would show you my chalkboard wall that I could write on. You might not want to do a chalkboard wall. You may not want to do that. You might want to do something else. But make sure that maybe get a deck of affirmation cards. I have affirmation cards that me and my clients, I give them to my clients. And then right before we talk, right, or do our planning session, I shuffle the cards up and I pull one for me and they pull one for them. And we say what it is, right? So for instance, what's my message today? I'm going to do it right now. Hold up. Boom. Let's see what we got to say. Okay. So this one says, many of life's failures are people who did not realize how close they were to success when they gave up. Thomas Edison. Look, bam. There go the affirmation for the day. I'm going to keep going. Don't you give up. Don't you give up. Anyway, get you some affirmation cards or something of the like. Paint a room table, like I said, with maybe some chalkboard paint. Write affirmations on it. Put stickies on your bathroom wall or in places where you're always, where you frequent. Maybe the bathroom wall, your bedroom mirror, wherever, right? In the car. I have my affirmation cards in my car. So, somebody cut me off and pissed me off. I got to remind myself, love is love. Like, okay, whatever. So whatever you need to do, you need to see it, and you need to see it over and over again, and allow those messages to encourage you when you need them the most, because we have enough of negative messages that we're always getting from media, from other people. You need to be the one to feed yourself positive affirmations. Even if you keep a journal, make sure you're writing in your journal. Men, women, however you identify, humans need to have a journal. We are emotional beings. We need to process different things, and it is okay to do that. People try to shame you. Oh, the diary. Oh, that stuff when you were the little kid. No, we still need those. Okay. Okay. You say, I bought a deck for my adult children who both live across the country. I send them one every week. You see what I'm saying? And how you feel when somebody will just out the blue in the morning, maybe will send you, I hope you have a lovely day, or send you like an affirmation, like you got this. How that makes you feel. There's like a change in your spirit. Like there's a change in your mind of what that day is going to be like. And so there's a change in the things that you think about. There's a change in the things that you act on. And there's a change in the things that you see around you. When I started doing, and I'm still doing, my own healing work, I realized that when I wanted different things, I want other people to change, and I was frustrated with them not changing. Once I changed myself, miraculously, they changed how they interacted with me. Like they started to do the things or stop the things that irritated me, or started doing the things that I wanted to do because I changed myself, right? Like it's crazy. It's crazy. And Ashonda, you said, I remain calm, I think, about what, and think about what to say first and then speak. Peace is everything to me these days. Yes. And I still got ways to go, but I've come pretty far about stopping and breathing first before I speak. So I'm working on it. It's a daily thing. Y'all know me by now. I'll tell you something. Exercise, right? You were made to move. Look at Alexa talking about something. Thank you. You were made to move. So when we're talking about you have lymph nodes, I know y'all got lymph nodes. How many times do we talk about lymph nodes? It's kind of like math. Like, once like trigonometry, ain't nobody talking about, but it's there, right? So your lymph nodes can't move themselves. When we talk about in our underarms, throughout our body, and our growing areas, like our lymph nodes are throughout our entire bodies. It eliminates toxins, right? When you don't eliminate your toxins get stuck in your body. They form cancers, all kinds of other different ailments and diseases. So you need to move, right? And it don't have to be deadlifting or doing nothing crazy or, the strongman competition, whatever. You do 5, 10, 15 minutes of just moving and, walking or doing something until you can build yourself up to a place where you're doing even more, activity. But you have to move, y'all. I know this COVID, they joke COVID 20, you gain 20 pounds from this whole thing because we've been in the house and not been able to do as much as we used to do. But start with physical activity that you're easily able to do, like I said, and then progress to more challenging activities. But you got to move. All right. You got to move. And there's virtual fitness centers or fitness centers that have virtual programming that you could do, go outside or, bundle up, walk around. Y'all, come on. You know what I'm talking about. So watch what you put in your body. And this could be a whole thing. Okay. This could be a whole session. But listen, y'all, we done got all comfortable, especially we talking about soul food. We talk about comfort food. We talk about, I'm going to tell you, you need to watch that documentary, What the Health. Okay. Watch it. You ain't going to eat no meat. You ain't going to, and not to say, see, our grandparents and great grandparents, when they raised their own animals, they had the chickens in the yard, they had the little pigs, whatever, they was talking to the pigs, they named them and everything. And then, one day, bam, they on the dinner plate. But like, you knew where that came from. If you know how much chemicals are in the food that we, especially meat. And first of all, you look at it, we not really our bodies can't digest meat. It just can't, we like it. Some people, I don't eat it anymore, but except for fish, but like, we kind of raised to be that way, but incorporate more whole foods into your diet. There's no holier than thou. Do what's right for your body, but when you know that how our food is handled and the carelessness that it is handled in and how it's delivered to us and how, you getting food or getting meat that's made to look like it's fresh when it's not fresh and it's pumped with all different kinds of chemicals to make it look good and all this other and you're eating that, and the way that the animals are killed and sacrificed pretty much, we know that when you talk about mind, body, and spirit, that trauma is stored in the body, it's stored in the meat. And so guess what you're eating? So you wonder why you're jittery, you wonder why you're anxious, but you love all that chicken and beef and pork and whatever, right? But eventually, just phase it out if you can, whatever. It's your life. But if you know that you're having health issues and there's some difficulties and you want to live your best life and all of that, then maybe you should consider trying to cut some of it out, right? Processed food, dairy, sugars and everything. We gotta, we're not baby cows. You don't need milk. You don't. And now with all the vegan alternatives out here that actually taste good, it's a different day. So watch what you put into your body. Drink more water, cut back or eliminate on sodas, sugary drinks. Listen, I'm like I said, you've heard this thousands of times before, but it's true. Drink more water. You're drinking Coca-Cola, Pepsi, you're drinking all this stuff. And then you're like, why my stomach hurt? Why am I gaining weight? Because you drinking and eating stuff that you should be eating. Eat your medicines, preventative instead of reactive. Like I told you, learn more about plant medicines and how you can incorporate those into your diet. Because there's a plant called nettles that has all the vitamins that you need, right? Nettles, it's stinging nettles. You see it, out when you're walking in the park or whatever, and it stings you. It has little needles on it, but you can wash those off. You get it dried. You can cook it like spinach. With the dandelions that we call weeds are actually the best liver detox that you can get. The roots, the leaves. Don't get me started. Eat your medicine, okay? Eliminate substances that strain your body system. So chemically isolated drugs, legal and illegal, right? We know, look, come up with a plan on how there's some medicines that we need because there's chemical imbalances that we have to help us. There's no shame in that. But if, there's things that that can be healed through lifestyle changes, then you should do that, because we all know that prescription drugs do not heal. They do not cure. They may help to, reduce symptoms, but the purpose is not of healing. And if you want healing, then you need to look at what Mother Nature has provided for you to heal yourself and your family. Okay. So there's that. Okay. What y'all talking about over there? Okay. Yep. Carmen, Kimberly. Look, Kim is amazing. She's just amazing. She's so creative, right? And then you said, Carmen, you said 20 or so. I was talking, girl. I don't even remember what you was talking, what you was responding to. But so we're wrapping it up. But create a sacred space. This is my sacred space that you're in. It doesn't have to be a huge space. It could be a corner. It could be, you have a sacred space in a car where you go, you got some aromatherapy, or you can burn some candles, or your space, your place, that when things get out of hand, that you can go for a second and just recuperate, meditate there. Make it, find yourself even if your sacred space is in meditation. When you close your eyes and you think of that place that you want to go to, that just feeds and nourishes your soul and just rejuvenates you, go there. Find that place, right? So no matter where you are, you can go there. Make time for you. Like I said, no matter whether it's a couple of minutes when you first get up in the morning, when you go off, get up before everybody else does, do something that you want to do, that read your affirmations, write in your journal, whatever. If you could take an hour, go work out, do that. If you take a weekend away, I know it's COVID, but there are some places that are clean, socially distanced, and and ain't nobody else there. Like I've seen people go to different resorts where there's no one there, right? Absolutely no one there, or go to a park, or go someplace where nature is, and just take some time, right? The world is gonna go on. It's not gonna crash and burn. And you know what? If it does, then that's what it was meant to do, right? Because if you can't take care of yourself and find the time to take care of yourself, you can't take care of nobody else, right? So take a herbal bath, like I told y'all. Get you some tea, a bath tea, put it in there. Do something that you like to do and learn how to say no, right? Okay. So those are just some thoughts that I had around self-care, and just some information on how our body actually works. Because when you talk about self-care without actually talking about the manifestations of the different, illnesses or different trauma in our body, then it's kind of like, it's superficial. So y'all know there's nothing about me that's superficial. So, I hope it was helpful. We didn't really ask too many questions about nonprofit per se, but if we still have a couple of minutes. If you have any questions about what I just said, or something completely different, let me know. And I'll pull it up here so everybody can see it. But if you want a 15-minute check-in about your organization, this is, I know 15 minutes is not a lot of time, but if you already know what you're doing, if you already have an organization and, you're like, I'm very clear about the direction that I need, and I just have a question or two, and I just kind of want to see how I could be supportive, right? You're wanting to see how I can be supportive to you in that, then email me at hello@shalitaoneal.com, and I'll send you the link to set up a 15-minute, a free 15-minute consultation with me so we can see how I can support you. Okay? Because you don't have to do this by yourself. And I know, I focus on the positive as much as you possibly can over these next few days. And, I don't know where you are politically or whatever, but I think regardless of who you are, tomorrow's inauguration, we can all agree that it's going to be a better direction for our country on so many different levels. We have a lot of work to do, especially in our community, Black community. There's still work that we need to do. And y'all know me, I don't rely on external stuff, to create the changes that I know need to be changed and know that I can do, right? So I think all of us, the reason why I do this work is because I believe in you, and I believe in your vision, and I believe that you were given the vision for a reason, and we need to come together to support each other so that we can recreate our own communities and rebuild and heal ourselves and heal our communities. And that's why I'm here to give you whatever information I can give you, because I know we can do it. And regardless of what's going on around us, we can control what happens with our future. And we can break generational curses. We can do that. We have the power to do that. I believe in it. So Simone. Hi, Simone. You said, thank you. This is helpful. I'm so glad. I'm so glad that you joined. And okay, so Rosanso, can you share your event? Yes, let me go ahead and put this up here. I'm going to put up I'll just show this one, right? Because this is my company's website, growcharityevents.com. And we're also having what we call a New Roots Race Equity and Inclusion cohort or series that's going to be coming up March, right? In March. So go to the website, take a look at that. If you're, regardless of, ethnicity, because Grow Charity Events works with BIPOC led and BIPOC serving organizations who want to, have capacity building support, technical assistance, but also event planning support. And one of the things that we're tackling is racial justice within the nonprofit sector. So this is what the New Roots Race Equity and Inclusion series does, is we take a deeper look on, racism and racial justice and all of that on a personal level. Like, how does that manifest in our organizations, regardless of whether you're Black or non-BIPOC? We're in systems that have been built on white supremacy. So, we can perpetuate and be complicit in those systems if we're not careful. So if you're interested in joining that cohort or wanting to learn a little bit more, then you can go to growcharityevents.com. Or if you just need help with your fundraiser, launch event, board training, board retreat, whatever it is, just reach out. Okay, y'all. So next week, I'm sorry, because I know I said this was going to be this week, but next week we're talking to Colleen Pleasant Klein, who is one of my dear friends. And she's also an attorney, a partner at Nelson Mullins. And she's going to talk about business structures. And I'm also going to, bring to the table nonprofit structures, because we hear a lot about the 501c3 piece, but there's different structures. So we'll talk about that next week. So if you have a nonprofit and you want to start a business, or if you have a business and you want to start a nonprofit, or you want to interact with your nonprofit, which a lot of my clients do, and they have questions about that, we're going to have an attorney that can tell you what to watch out for, and maybe what kind of how to structure your business legally when you're starting out. Okay. So thank you. Oh, Horace, thank you, Shalita. Stay blessed, my queen. Stay blessed, King. Thank you so much. And what GH Enrique says, blessings to everyone. Blessings to you too. Y'all, like I said, don't be no stranger. And if you need me, just send me an email or go to the website. Make sure you subscribe. If you're looking at this on YouTube and you have not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe. If you're looking at it and you have not liked my Facebook page, I don't know what you're waiting on. Please like my Facebook page so I can keep you in the loop about future videos and resources. Okay? So be blessed and take care of yourself. Until next time.